So two gay blokes who straight up bought a baby through surrogacy are filming themselves telling the poor sobbing lad through smug smirks that he doesn't have a mother. Just Dada and Pop. No mummy. Ever. And naturally, the baby is howling like his little soul knows instinctively what's missing.
Who do you want, Dada or Pop?
Mama.
No, Mama. Do you want Dada or Pop? Who do you want, Dada or Pop? No. Do you want Dada? You want Pop? No way, Jose.
I think. Oh.
There is no Mama. I'm so sorry. You have Dada and you have Pop.
Two choices.
No Mama. No. No Mama. Dada or Pop. No.
Now that internal rage you're feeling? Yep. That's the evil of surrogacy laid bare. A woman is paid to grow a child in a womb for 9 months, then hands him over like a parcel so two men can play house and pretend they're remotely normal via a soulless life hack. And now the poor little mite, if even on a primal intuitive level, is out here crying his eyes out because he recognises something fundamental is being denied to him. Babies aren't just blank slate, folks. They're wired for maternal skin-to-skin contact, for the specific proteins, antibodies and hormones in their mother's breast milk, for the unique voice and scent and heartbeat that they're bonded with in the womb. I mean, science has known this for decades, and on the atomic scale, DNA recognises each other. That's why long-lost siblings and relatives often meet up later as adults and can't stop themselves from rubbing ghibli bits together or some shit.
What the fuck?
It's a legit condition called genetic sexual attraction, and many of them ended up on Jeremy Kyle for some reason.
Weird.
Anyway, take all this away and the little bubbers don't just get a bit sad, they instead fail to thrive, and sometimes, sadly, they straight up die.
What?
Just look at the Romanian orphanages under Ceausescu. Thousands of babies born perfectly healthy were left in cribs with almost zero human touch. They had food, they had warmth, but no mother. Many literally died, and the ones who survived had permanent brain damage, attachment disorders and stunted growth. Their bodies and minds simply never recovered. That's what maternal deprivation does. And now we're doing it on bloody purpose and calling it progress.
You what, mate?
Stunning and brave, lads. I mean, this is less parenting and more of a narcissistic shopping spree. And it all just feeds straight into the wider cultural sickness that we've been marinating in for decades. Remember the 90s live and let live mantra? Gays just want to get married and be left alone. Hello, trust me, bro. Only took 30 odd years for stuffy conservatives to be proved right. Gave them a sodding inch and they took the whole bloody mile. From church desecrating gay weddings and suing hateful cake bakers, to paedophilic love is love and has no age limit movements, to now demanding the right to manufacture motherless children and pretending it's remotely the same as a natural family. Much like immigration and the trans movement, we went from unfettered liberal tolerance to actively denying basic biology and common sense, that being that kids need a basic mum and dad in their most formative years. Balanced gendered parenting isn't bigotry, it's biological reality for fuck's sake. And let's not pretend all of this is harmless, just look at the stats and the horror stories. I mean, just last year in Georgia, some gay couple called Will and Zach Zulock adopted 2 little boys, then spent years diddling them, filming the abuse and even pimping them out to other men. I mean, they got 100 years each in the big house, but they're far from the only ones out here doing this shit. Multiple documented cases show male homosexual couples disproportionately seeking out specifically boys for adoption, then abusing them at rates that should terrify every parent.
Hey, that's fucked up.
But it's all perfectly obvious, to be honest. I mean, when you subvert the natural order of things, bad things tend to happen. And poor David Curtin said as much, when he triggered a homosexual boomer libtard a few years back live on LBC, and has now been pretty much vindicated.
Would you reverse the Gay Adoption Act?
Yeah, absolutely, because children should not be given for adoption with homosexual couples. They should be...
That's wrong. Why not?
That's wrong. Because a man and a woman who are married is the best model of a family.
No,
and children have better outcomes.
What about if you have a child who is in care? I don't care whether you finished or not. It's my job to interrupt you when you're talking rubbish.
Well, I'm not talking rubbish because this is...
What happens happens,
study that's been shown,
David,
shows that children
I'll
have
cut your
better
microphone if you don't
outcomes
shut up.
in general with a man and a woman who are married.
David,
in a family.
David, you're wrong.
And so that's why.
David, you're wrong. Can I just say why?
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you are 100% wrong.
We do agree on
Okay,
something.
You may not be
we'll
wrong.
agree to disagree.
Will you please let the panel
You're
speak?
entitled to your own opinion.
Okay.
You're entitled to have
Let's
your
agree
own
to
opinion.
disagree.
David,
All right,
no,
David.
I'll ask you to leave the studio in a second. You're
Okay,
a complete fool of yourself.
Alas, this is what happens when you let ideology trump nature. You create damaged kids and broken homes. Though, thankfully, also now a generation that's starting to wake up and wholly reject the wider leftist experiment. The youngsters today have clearly seen enough. Well, at least the young lads. They're radicalising against libtard nonsense in droves, mainly because they can see the wreckage wholesale for themselves. Collapsing birth rates and shout your abortion social media campaigns, maladjusted freakazoids with skyrocketing mental health problems, self-loathing identities with a hatred for history and nation, and now even babies crying for a mother they'll never have. Alas, you're not building a family, pal. You're commissioning a human being like a designer handbag accessory, then smirking in his tear-streaked face as you celebrate your culture war trophy. Ultimately, decades of feminist rhetoric turned motherhood into a commodity, and we've now turned the most sacred natural act into a cold and soulless paid service. Here, feminist liberation and my body my choice mantras have reached their super ironic postmodern final form. Yep, women are now paid incubators and you get to gloat that you've successfully bypassed nature itself, all whilst a newborn sobs for the one thing your money can't buy: a bona fide mother and a comforting bosom.